Okay, let's take a look at some of the complement prints. The first one is called Echo Dots. It's supposed to sort of look like what the echolocation that the narwhals and dolphins and stuff use to communicate and search for food. You can see, let's zoom in a little bit. It's kind of soft little watercolory dots, super simple, will kind of match, excuse the shaking. Yeah, it will kind of match with almost anything. This is one that is a rehash of one of the older prints. This was part of the original Narwhal collection, and I had done it in solid colors and with kind of square shapes instead of dots. And I felt like it was never quite right, and I just love it so much more now that it's a little bit softer in this reprint version. All right, next we have, one second. Next we have the watercolor waves, and very simple. It should pretty much match everything, just subtle watercolor textures in there. And you have these rolling ocean waves, and we can zoom out a little, get a little bit bigger view of the repeat. That's that guy. Fish school. And this, again, just a super simple geometric that matches back to all the prints. A very subtle watercolor texture in that geometric that we can zoom in on a little bit and maybe see a little better. Maybe not in this light, but just to soften it a little bit, just a super subtle watercolor texture. Squids and fish. And this is to try and get more movement. I have a mix of kind of geometric prints and ones that have a lot more movement in this collection. So this kind of looks more like the real sea with these schools of fish and squid swirling. We'll zoom out a little bit on that, guys. You can see the whole repeat, but it's really nice movement in this one, and the size and like layout is just really fun with a lot of the different prints. Okay, and we have two narwhal prints in this collection. These are both reprints from previous collections, but in new scales. So this one is cute and tiny. It was a little bit bigger in the original. And this one is nice swirling seas with little narwhals chasing those squids we saw in the complement print, the little squid and fish schools. And it's a little bit darker than from the previous collection, so I feel like, I mean, it would look really cute in a shirt or anything. I like the darker background on this one. Just a little thread on there. And then, like with most of them, we also have a geometric. So it's kind of little geometric narwhals, waves, a little bit bigger. Just fun little magical narwhals. Here is the penguins in puffin print, and I wanted to show you these. This print actually started as two artworks that I did for a local library show. Here are the two paintings, and I'll show them in a little more detail at the end so you can see all the names if you want. Squeeze them both in the frame. So those little paintings turned into this really fun sort of geometric print featuring all the puffins and penguins in the world, which covers both the Arctic and Antarctic. So you get a little shot of all of them. And I love the way they're a little watercolory, and you can see that white is really popping off there, the little white outlines. I think that turned out so nice on this one. So there's this blue colorway that looks great. And then we also did it in black, which seems counterintuitive for penguins, but they actually stand out just enough because I did them in these bluish gray colors. And so that one's also really fun, but a little more subtle. And again, the white lines on there really pop and really add to that print. And let's see, I'll show you the two penguin prints. I'll zoom in a little bit on those. Look a little closer on these guys. Just really fun. If you get really close, you can see all the little details in those puffin beaks. And I even made sure all their feet were the right colors, and their beaks, they all have different beak colors. So, just super fun little prints there. And then this other penguin print is actually one that I had sketched years ago, and I never quite got the layout working how I wanted it. And again, this one's sort of geometric but scenic. So I thought it would be fun to do these triangles in a little iceberg-y scene. And so I finally got the layout looking how I wanted it. We have this fun little diving and floating penguin collection in these triangles. And similarly, this seal print was not in the original seal collection, and it was one that I thought would be super cute, just a circle on a triangle, and I never quite got it to work, and I feel like I'm finally happy with it. So I'm so glad I got it to work for this collection. We'll zoom in on that. A sweet little seal face. I'm sure you've seen the internet pictures where a seal just looks like a big little blob. So sweet. Here are some of the original paintings from a million years ago that never quite turned into anything. Then the last two are from the original seal collection, which I really liked, but they're both at new scales. So this is wave surfing seals. I can remember the name, excuse me. So just those little seals popping their heads out of the waves. Nice and tiny. And from far away, it almost looks like just a kind of dot print. But then when you get up close, you see more detail. And then this is one of my favorite prints I ever made. Seals and iceberg. You have some of the nice pinks that you get in the Arctic reflections. And I just really love the way the textures and the seals came out on this one, and their sweet little faces. And again, this is a new scale from the original that I had done many years ago. But I'm so glad to reprint it because I feel like it's such a great print. So that's everything. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.